What up, YouTube? It's Aaron, your personal driver. And I got some good and some bad news today. So the good news is, well, I'm here. I suppose that's good news. Um, I had invited Dave, the Uber slave, he's another YouTuber on the channel, to be on here, but it looks like we're having a little bit of difficulty with it. So I'm still trying to invite him. The bad news is Nate's got a fever. So Nate is going to be super annoying and angry. He's got a fever. He's been crying all day, so it's not been a lot of fun. Oh, poor guy. Poor guy. Uber Frankie in the house. What's up, Uber Frankie? Yeah, so I invited Dave, the Uber slave, to be on here, but we're having difficulties getting him connected. Fernando Rodriguez in the house. Also, Nate's got a fever. Poor little guy's sick. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah, so he's having a really bad day. Vinny in the house. What's up, Vinny? Uber girl Paula in the house. What's up, Uber girl Paula? Yeah, you can see he's got like a little bit of a runny nose. And he's got a fever. He had a bad night last night too. Trucker guy in the house. What's up? No problem. Trucker guy won the contest for trying to guess what Uber was going to do, so he guessed right. So that's good. Just going to give it here a few more minutes for Dave to try to get in. Uber DC in the house. Murda in the house. Well, hello, John. Has anyone told you how pretty you are? This is Nate. Also, don't blow kisses to kids. It's weird. Dean in the house. What's up? Patrick in the house. What's up? Motrin for kids. Yeah, I gave him some Motrin. I think it's finally kicking in because he's finally smiling. I think he also just likes himself. Omlai. Oh, Jesus. Olmani Punto. Olmani Punto in the house. What's up? That's got to be a new account. What's up, man? Don't forget to hit subscribe down in the link below and hit the stupid YouTube bell icon so you can get notifications when I'm live. Always good to see new people in the house. So, while we're working out the technical difficulties with getting Dave, the Uber slave, on here. Oh, okay. Not the kid. Good. Midnight Rider in the house. What's up? I thought I'd take the chance to give my thoughts on the announcement from yesterday. So, say hi. So, as you know, if you watch the live room, you sound good in Spanish, bro. No puedo. See, I don't know any Spanish. I'm trying to think. The only thing I learned in school is like, La biblioteca es azul. The library is blue. And there's Dave, the Uber slave, in the house. What's up? William Lant in the house. What's the announcement? William. We have a new app. That's the announcement. Dragon in the house. What's up, man? We got, Dean Thomas in the house too. I don't know if I said that or not. What's going on? So the new announcement, for those of you who don't know, is that Uber is rolling out a new app. So the current app we have is the joke, what that was. Yeah, so they had this big, giant whoop-de-doo, like, Dara K, the CEO, is going to come out and do an announcement. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. It's all about the drivers. And so I live streamed that yesterday. So if you want to check that out on the channel, feel free to go ahead and do that. Oh, poor sick baby. He's dancing. But the announcement was basically that they have a new app. And it's not even really a new app. It's like some updated features on an app. So it was really much to do about nothing. It was a total thing. But in fact, I think it was worse than just nothing. I felt it was really insulting. Because like Dara got up there, the CEO of Uber, and was like trying to explain to everybody. Here's a link to that video, by the way, if you want to go watch that sometime. Trying to explain to drivers how the app works. Like, maybe new drivers need some help with that, but those of us who've been doing this for a while, like, you don't need to tell us how the app is, what's up with the app. Like, we know what's up with the app. We've been using the app for years, so I don't know why he thought we needed to do it. And then in the advertisement video, like, he had all these drivers in the car with their customers, and they're talking. They're like, yeah, I'm doing Uber part-time. I'm making money, blah, 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 blah. And then a customer was like, hey, what's this on the screen? And the guy's like, I don't know. I'm just an Uber driver. I'm too stupid to figure the app out. So like that was the excuse, like, oh, drivers are so dumb that they don't understand the app. So we have a new one. It's easier so you dumbasses can drive without being dumb. So I kind of felt it was insulting. That being said, oh, you like it? Look, Nate likes it when I bounce him. Bouncing Nate. Anything to keep him from crying, really. Because he's been crying all night. So anyway, the actual features on the app are fine. So did I send you anything? The same invite. Dave the Uber slave, did you not get my email? I think you're gonna have to use a different account, or you can try logging back in a little while. I don't know why it's not working. So I'll resend the invite, I guess, if you're still having trouble connecting. Sucks that I can't get you on, man. Because I'd really like to talk to you. All right, I sent it again. So anyway, the actual features on the phone are pretty cool. So on the bottom, instead of log in, there's just a button that says go. So you push the button. It's a blue button. It says go, and that logs you in. Like, that's fine. I don't really know if we need that or not. Looks like big Lyft weekend for us. Yeah. Exactly, Patrick. We're all going to do Lyft, right? Screw this hippie stuff. Okay, anyway, that's fine. And also, your total earnings will be displayed on the screen, which is also fine. Okay. Frank in the house. What's up, Frank? So, like, is my life going to change drastically because now my earnings are displayed on the home screen of the Uber app? No. Like, is it better that they're there? Well, yeah. Like, I'm fine with that. I don't know if they need a big giant ass like public like relations fiasco thing to announce that they're gonna put the earnings on the home screen. Like, bah, 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 bah. And now Uber CEO is going to announce the big announcement. So your earnings are going to be on your home screen when you log into Uber. Bah, 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 bah. Amazing. Like, it's good. I'm not complaining. Like, okay, cool. That's nice to know what my earnings are. I kind of like that. That's fine. But it's kind of a joke to think you needed the CEO to tell me that. Anyway, the other thing that the other thing that's going to happen is whenever they do an incentive like Boost, you can click on the Boost area, and then say hi, Nate. Say hi, Frankie. Say hi, Frank. Hey, Frank Dale Franco. Okay, so when Boost shows up on your screen, if you guys have ever seen that before, the area where you're in Boost is going to be in a red outline, right? You can click on that red outline, and a screen will pop up that'll tell you how long the incentive is for, where it's located, how much it is, like all the details for that information. And that's important because in Uber driver Todd in the house. What's up, Uber driver Todd? And why that's important is because in a lot of markets, they'll have different incentives in different places, right? So like Seattle, they have it basically a giant crossbar. So there's like, north, east, south, west, and each quadrant will have its own boost and its own incentives. And it was confusing at first to try to figure out which one was which. So this will help that. That's fine. San Francisco's the same way. They break the city up into a bunch of different sections, so you're never quite sure what you're doing. You're going to do a driving contest with Nate now? No, Nate would beat me, and then I would be sad because a baby would beat me. Thanks for rubbing in that I lost that again, by the way. I really appreciate that. Anyway, so San Francisco can be confusing, especially with the incentives, when they're coming, what's happening. So I like that feature. Again, do we need a conference? Like, I don't need the CEO of Uber to tell me that you can click on the boost area and the details pop up. Like, essentially, that's just saving me a little bit of time and a couple of clicks, right? Like, I can still find the boost incentives. I just have to go into my app, click on the earnings, click on the promotions, and click on the day and time. So let's hope they fix the fucking navigation, says Uber Girl Paula. They said they did. That's the other thing I was going to talk about. It sounds like they're trying to get away from Google Maps. And I just don't ever think, like, I never use the Google navigation. The Uber navigation. It's just not good. So we'll see. Maybe on the live stream this weekend, I'll use it to see if it's worth anything if the app updates. Oh, Dave's in the house. What's up, Dave?
I made a new account.
You did?
You say you're not good at this tech stuff, but that was like, you were my tech support right now.
No, the reason you had to set up a new tech account is because I'm bad at tech. I think I must have banned you by ending the call or something. That's the only thing I can think of. HT boys in the house. Don't cuss around your kid. Have respect. Oh man, this is a military family. We've been cussing since before the kids. We got cussing during the kids. You think I'm bad? You should see my wife. No, the new app hasn't been pushed out in San Francisco. So anyway, I'd like to introduce to the call Dave, the Uber slave. So introduce yourself.
I'm Dave, the Uber slave. I'm in Los Angeles. I've been driving for Uber for 2 years. I have a van. Odyssey van, so I get to do XL, and I hate Uber. No, I don't hate Uber. I love the app, but we're all worried about getting ripped off. We don't know. I think we all have the same feeling that we don't really know if we could trust them or not. And you like to trust the person who you're getting your paychecks from.
Like, okay, first off, you don't have to tell us that you don't hate Uber. All of us drive for Uber. We all hate Uber. That's how driving for Uber works. So you don't have to like sugarcoat it. We got it. Uber's a terrible company and they treat us like shit. Roger.
But I do it because I love the technology.
No,
not because I couldn't do anything else.
Don't get me wrong. I love rideshare. I think it's great, especially as a stay-at-home dad. The benefits that you get from just being able to control your own time are amazing. But yeah, I hate Uber. Like, that's fine. You don't have to, my subscribers feel you, brother. We're all drivers on this channel. Just like to introduce Jose Contreras. What's up? Jose's in the house. What's up, man? So you started a YouTube channel. You want to talk about that a little bit? When did you start that?
Okay, so I've had my YouTube channel for probably 9 years, right? Like I put like one snowboarding video on it and like just a few random videos, and I just never did anything with it. And it's always something I thought about that would be cool to make. I've always wanted, even before YouTube existed, before the internet existed, I've wanted to make videos.
Before the internet existed. Ba, 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 ba. All right, continue.
Yeah. So then when I started doing this Uber thing, I started to realize like I actually could potentially have good content if I could get the people, like some of my passengers that I pick up, to approve it. So that's when I really started thinking like, man, like I got to get on this, like, but I don't know how to use Photoshop even. So I needed to learn how to video edit. As you can see, like I have no good thumbnails because I haven't gotten around to that work. I'm a full-time driver. So if I decide to make a video, I'm going to make less money at the end of the week. That's the point I'm at right now. So it would be cool if, well, I guess we know now that I might have a hard time getting my channel monetized if I keep the slave name.
Well, the way monetization works is you ask for a manual review and they'll do it. Like almost all of my videos instantly get demonetized as I curse in every video. But then when you ask for the review, they have a person, not a computer, go over the account, and then they'll just approve it. It's fine. It's a funny name. I love Dave the Uber Slave in general. But we got some introductions I got to give. So Timothy Wong's in the house. Carlos Ruizin's in the house. Hillbilly Rideshare is in the house. Robert Thomas is in the house. And Rideshare Revolution, the man, the myth, the legend, is in the chat. What's up? How's it going? Nice to have a YouTube celebrity in the channel. So what's up, Rideshare celebrity? So the question let me back up. Oh, Night Ridesharer is in the house too. What's up, man? So when I started my YouTube channel, I literally had to Google, how do you sign up for a Google account? I didn't even know that you automatically had a YouTube account if you have a Gmail account. Like I thought I had to do another step. So like it took like 10 minutes of me like searching on the internet, like, how do I sign up for YouTube? I don't understand. And I finally was like, oh, I already am signed up for YouTube because I have a Gmail account. And then I had to write, how do you make a YouTube video and upload it? You know what I'm saying? Like every step of the way, I had to figure out how to do it. So don't worry. Like I feel you there, brother. That was almost 2 years ago. But
I didn't know what a vlogger was I didn't know who Casey Neistat was until like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah, I didn't know who it was until I met Dark Road Run, who's kept talking about, hey, you know Casey Neistat, that guy's awesome. And I was like, what is he? I was like, is that like the CEO of operations or something in Uber? Like, who's Casey Neistat?
The way I found out is I picked up a passenger and he started telling me he was off by Union Station downtown, and he like ran up to the car and he's like, oh, sorry, like, thanks for waiting for me. He's like, I saw a light over there and I thought it was a YouTuber. And I'm just like, what? And he's like, yeah, have you ever heard of iJustine? You know, and I didn't know what he was talking about. And so that's when I started researching YouTube and finding out like about what a blogger was, and seeing how like I watch more YouTube now than I watch TV, because it's real. It's not, you know, I love good storytelling, okay? But I also love with YouTube vloggers is that what you're looking at is generally real.
Well, you know? I'll say this, even when it's not real, like YouTube is a better product than TV. Because say there's someone on TV you want to talk to, like you're a fan of whatever show you're watching, and you can tweet them, you know, you can email them, you can like send them a letter in the mail, but all that stuff is run through a publicist. You're never talking to the person. With YouTube, you interact directly with the content creators, and that gives you like a face-to-face with whoever's on it. So even if they are actors doing a show, it's like the interaction is better. It's just a better product than TV is. And to me, it's the difference between color TV and black and white TV. I mean, there was good black and white TV. It just, now if you don't have color, there's no comparison. Before we go on, I gotta give James, aka Jim Jones Wolf, in the house. Ben Venick, I always mess his last name up. Veronick in the house.
Here, can I show you? There's one of these Starline buses that we have in LA over there. Can you see it?
Wait, what?
Can you see the Starline bus where they go on the tours to see like the stars' houses?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The people on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on Sunset Boulevard right now. Right on the strip. I got the Whiskey A Go-Go right here, the Roxy.
Yeah. So you have an interesting background, I know. So let's talk about that. What did you do? What was your previous job before you started doing Uber?
Oh, okay. Well, I was driving for LA Direct Models. It was another driving job. But I also like
LA Direct Models. What is that?
Okay, that's the premier talent agency for the adult modeling industry. Like a lot of people have heard of the AVN Awards. Well, there's only certain companies and certain agencies that tend to win like the big awards. And LA Direct Models, like every year they have like the best performer of the year. This year, one of their girls was the best new starlet. So they're like the biggest. There's a lot of like anybody in the industry knows the different talent agencies. A lot of people everybody watches porn pretty much, a lot of people, but they don't necessarily know about the talent agencies.
What say you, my friend? I have never watched a pornography in my entire life. So
you make your own, right?
Basically, you were a porn star driver for a porn star company.
Well, I never did any porn, you know, not really, you know.
Okay. I never said you did porn, but you drove the porn stars around, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you got to see all of the behind the camera stuff that I'm sure was not sad and depressing at all in any way, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty crazy industry. Like, I remember one of the first things that somebody told me about the industry was that everybody in the industry has some sort of like family issue, you know, like nobody has like a great family. And I after being in it for a while, I started to notice that it's like kind of weird. Actually, a lot of the people that come into the industry becomes their family, especially the ones that get really successful, you know? And like, I'm actually a supporter of the business. Like, I'd like to see more people that will treat people well and do good business, get into it. And there is a lot of good companies actually. And there's a lot of girls that get into the business that don't necessarily do a lot of drugs and stuff. But I mean, you see it in every industry. When somebody makes a lot of money, they could end up getting in a lot of trouble, even end up hurting themselves, like, you know, have a bad drug habit, end up dying because of it. Like, we just had a lot of people pass away in the last several months, and it's really sad. But so you hear the a lot of bad stuff. But it doesn't mean that somebody can't actually support a family and actually have a great career as a girl, especially in the business. Like, you know, some of them really do well for themselves, and I don't think that any other industry would have been able to make, let's say, 400 grand in a year. But that's so few. Like, that's just a handful of girls. You know,
Well, it's just
most
like,
girls.
I mean, it's just like in the industry. Like even in YouTube, there's a gazillion content creators who are making less than $600 a year off their YouTube channel. But there are a
Yeah.
few who make more than, you know, $100,000, $200,000 a year. But, you know, it's like a pyramid like anything else. It's very rare.
Yeah.
So real quick before we continue this conversation, because I think it is interesting, I just want to welcome M. Silverhammer to the house, and Anthony Perez is in the house. What's up, guys? Uber driver Todd said that Uber Jump has started today. So the bikes, you know, you could rent a bike from Uber now. So that's happened. So that's exciting.
Whoa.
Also, something else that happened today, for those of you who don't know, in San Francisco, they started test marketing Uber's like a car sharing app. So like Turo, you can like go and like rent a car from somebody. In San Francisco, they're now test marketing. You can put your car up on the Uber app and somebody can actually just rent the entire car. So those are two interesting things that happened today. But before I wanted to move on to that, I'd just like to simply say, yeah, I personally, my personal view on it is, if as long as there's consent involved, I'm totally cool with it. If that's what girls and guys want to do on their time, they want to get paid for it, that's fine. What I worry about in the porn industry is what I hear. I don't know how everyone would phrase it, but this is just how I've heard from some friends. It's called the golden handcuffs. When you get addicted to the money, or like you have a lifestyle that you need this, so you start doing things that maybe you don't want to consent to in order to continue getting those paychecks. And so that's kind of what I worry about with the porn stars, when it stops being something they want to do and they're kind of forced to do it. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
I've had a lot of girls. I've had a lot of conversations with girls, and I've heard many say how in the beginning it was exciting for them, and then after a couple years in the business, like a majority of their shoots are just something to get through and get the money, and they don't have that excitement, and they want to shoot a scene that gives them that excitement that they had in the beginning, and it just doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I hear you there. So Jose says that, whoa, buddy, what's up? Jose says that the company I'm talking about with the rented car is called Get Around. Yeah, I know, buddy. He's so sad at this episode. So now that you're on YouTube, how do you like it? How do you like it so far? You've been doing it for like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. You know, it's pretty cool. I think we're gonna see incredible growth. You know, there's some what's that producer, like movie producer director guy's name? He just shot a movie like all on cell phones, right? So now that everybody has the equipment, like I think we're gonna see a lot more people doing it. And I think the future of entertainment is going to be like not necessarily like large media companies, but just everybody. At least I hope so.
Yeah, so I agree with that. And the other thing, I tell everyone, you don't have to start a YouTube channel to be successful at it. In fact, Rideshare Revolution, the guy who's just talking in the chat, he doesn't even have a computer. He has a tablet and a cell phone, and he does all of his YouTube videos on that. And he's been relatively successful for that. So what I think is going to happen eventually is, instead of YouTube and Facebook, it's just going to be like life, and people are just going to like give their first person like POVs as a porn reference. I thought that was funny, of like the world at all times, like 24/7. Like, this is my head camera and you can watch my life at all times.
Well, the way you do your Uber streaming, like I tried it all. I did it all day yesterday. I streamed my whole day, but you know what? I ran into some trouble. I kept playing songs, and then later on, they would block my video because there was too many copyright strikes on it.
Yeah, that's yeah. I have that problem too, so I have to mute the stream anytime someone wants to play music, and otherwise, it's just solely reliant on me talking. So like when a customer gets in, I just have to entertain them on the live stream because there's no music to help.
And that's cool because I really liked following your map because I'm not from San Francisco, and I see you like, oh, okay, he's up in the Presidio now, like, you know, just watching you, seeing the different areas.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Been pretty successful. A lot of people like it. I find that not a lot of people actually like to watch that kind of video, but the people who do are like obsessive about it. Like it's like I've had people email like, hey, this is what I do on Friday. You know, I get off of work, I pop a beer, I watch you're driving around, and then I go to sleep. Like that's my Friday night. So you got to stream tonight. You can't just not stream tonight.
That's cool.
So anyway, I'm changing topics so much, but there's just so many things I want to talk to you about because your channel to me is exciting, and I have all these questions in my head. But I know you want to talk about the pilot getting ditched in LA because you're from LA, right? So you have some like specific insight on it.
I've been in that same position. Like I didn't kick the person out because I'm just really patient and I go with the flow. But like I felt it. I'm just like, you know, when you're near LAX, I don't know. It's really interesting what happens with Uber. It's almost like they designate you for certain types of rides some days, even though it might just be by chance. Certain rides, you're like, some days I'll just be at the airport so many times. Like, what am I, the airport guy today? Like, I don't understand it. And some days, actually, probably most days, at LAX, they call it the horseshoe. You go up to LAX, there's different angles you can approach it. You can approach it from the south, the north, or from the east. And eventually, we all end up in the horseshoe. And it's actually a really efficient design how they made the airport because you just drive through the whole airport. It's like 1 mile in, 1 mile out, and you just went through the whole airport. But it gets so crammed with people, especially now that they allow Uber in there for like a year and a half now. It gets so crowded in there with the shuttles, the flyaway shuttle, the rental shuttles, that it could take you 20 minutes or more just to go through this little 2 mile horseshoe. So when you've taken somebody to the airport, you went through that, and then you leave the airport. And a few months ago, they started giving you trips before you leave the airport. Like you drop somebody off, and normally you would have to go to this lot near the airport. It's a pain in the ass. You wait for a trip. Well, now you could actually get a trip before you leave, which is awesome.
The rematch. I do like the rematch, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't always happen.
No.
So once you leave the airport, you're kind of like, there's not a whole lot of trips outside the airport. There is, but not a whole lot. And you're either going to go south into El Segundo, Hermosa area, or you're going to go north into Playa del Rey. Or you could go into Inglewood. But that's not, I mean, usually you're not going to go to Inglewood for a trip. You're going to want to go north or south because those are like the nicer, like there's wealthier people. Because honestly, that's what we're looking for, right? We want to go to where the trips are, and the trips are generally where the wealthier people live. Yeah, you know?
Exactly.
But that's not always true because everybody in LA uses Uber. Like I actually drive in South Central a lot because it'll get real busy. But it's definitely not as busy as like Hollywood or something.
Right.
Anyways, that was kind of a tangent. But so the airport, you go through that horseshoe, and then you drive out of the airport, and then you finally get into a community like Hermosa Beach where he was, and then you're ready for your next trip. You're like, come on, like you do, fishy, fishy, fishy. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy.
Yeah, fishy, fishy, fishy.
Yeah. And then you get your trip. They get in the car. You start it and you see it's LAX, and you were just in LAX for like the last 20 minutes, and the last hour you made like $6, and then the next trip is the same shit. You're gonna make another $6 for the next hour, basically $12 for the last 2 hours. Like I feel like I was hoping that would be the improvement that we heard about yesterday, is that when we get stuck in traffic, that we'll make more money, that we won't get totally screwed.
You thought we were going to get raises? What company do you think you're working for? This is an Uber.
Just for when we're stuck in traffic, that's all, you know, because you could get you can make $30 an hour when you get lucky, and you can make $6 an hour when you get unlucky. And to me, that doesn't make any sense. That shouldn't happen. Like I've had days, like, and it's been rare lately, but I have had days where I made only like $10 an hour, and that's gross. Like I had to put gas in my car, and I come home thinking like, what was I even doing? Like I should have just done anything else with my day. So I feel like that should never happen.
You're on team driver who kicked the pilot out. Then you're on.
Well, actually, I really love your explanation of it, because you're like, look, they have a rating system. The guy's gonna get 1 star. Like that's how it works, you know. And if you're willing to take the risk of getting a 1 star and possibly getting deactivated, hey, it's your car, it's your decision, you know.
Yeah, like I try to keep a really high rating and really good customer service. So in those situations, I can just be like, well, fuck you and fuck this, and then I'll take the hit, right? Like,
yeah.
So, I mean, that was my opinion on it. Like that driver was wrong. He was in the wrong. You shouldn't drop customers off in parking lots because you're not going to get money.
Oh, as a human being, he's like a horrible person. But yeah, as a person out there trying to earn a living for possibly his family, I can't blame him.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, if that's how he wants to run his business, like, okay. I mean,
exactly.
The thing is, on the airport, you tend to get tipped more too. And if it's a pilot, pilots do make a little bit of money. They're not like the richest guys in the world. But if he uses taxis and Uber a lot and he has to go to the airport, like he might, drop you a $10 or $15 tip. You don't know. I've had people tip really well at the airport runs. So that's the other risk run is yeah, it could be $6, but you also can get tipped. Although I hear LA is terrible for tipping anyway.
It is. But 2 weeks ago, I picked somebody up in Hollywood and they were going to LAX, and it was going to take an hour at 11 at night. And I wanted to go home, and I expressed my frustration, and the passenger was like, oh, dude, like, I don't want to put you out. Like, I'll take another ride. Like, I'll call another Uber. And I felt like he was being so cool about it that I would never leave him hanging like that. I was going to take him to the airport just because he was being so cool about it. Now, this pilot, on the other hand, he violated the code of conduct with his behavior. I realized that he felt justified because he was getting kicked out of a car, but it doesn't matter if you're getting kicked out of a car. We have a code of conduct, and maybe you could say that the driver violated it by kicking him out of the car, but that's still no excuse for the pilot to violate it.
No, yeah, I feel you 100% there. Oh, Nate's back up here. He's having a rough day. So I gave him some granola. That's what we're working on with right now.
Hey, dude, what up?
Yeah, what's up? So Rideshare Revolution says getting deactivated isn't a great way to run a business, and I agree with that sentiment. I feel you there. It's probably not a very good. I will never say it's a good idea to do what he did, but I kind of feel like if that's what he wants to do, I mean, fuck the pilot, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I would have never done that, but I totally understand the whole LAX, like, not wanting to go back. I felt that before.
And then again, okay, so I talk about this a lot on the channel. Like, there's like a triad of just functionality in Uber, right? So there's the passenger, there's the driver, and then there's Uber. Uber wants to screw the driver as much as they can while simultaneously screwing the customer as much as they can, meaning they want to overcharge the customer and underpay the driver. The driver wants to not do what Uber tells it to do, but do what's in the driver's best interest, which is to ignore Uber and take as much money as they can from the passenger. And the passenger, is like the same thing. They want to pay Uber the least amount of money and make the driver do what they want to do, right? So you have these three forces that are like just opposed, all trying to get together and work out each transaction. So I agree with you that I think the solution isn't to punish the driver, but it's to incentivize good driving. And one way to do that is increase the per minute rates. Like in Seattle, it's 25 cents a minute. So that's drastically more than here in San Francisco. It's 10 cents a minute. Like, so 7 cents after Uber's cut. Or they can have a wait feature or a traffic feature where if you're stuck in traffic or you're stuck waiting for someone to get out of a grocery store, you can get paid a little bit more. So to me, that seems like the solution, because Uber can take 25% of that too, right? If they charge the rider $5 traffic fee, well, then Uber's still making like whatever, $2.25 off of it. So I think it works for everybody, but no one asked me. Just catching up with the chat here. Says Vinny said there's 3 things you want to talk about. First, instead of having a bunch of little meetings, that they went with one giant one. 2, it provided a stage for potential investors to see how Uber communicates. He's talking about the announcement. And 3, it has people talking about Uber. So yeah, it was a PR blitz. So that's true. Do you have any thoughts about the announcement yesterday? Did you watch it personally?
Yeah, I want to marry Kim. Is that her name, Kim?
Oh my God, Kim is so hot. Kim for president. Save us from ourselves.
Yeah, she's great. You know, I mean, okay, as far as the new functionalities, they gave me an email about the app, but I'm waiting to finish my quest before I change it because I just don't want to take a chance of not getting. I get 60 trips for 110 this week.
That's a good quest.
For Thursday. It's not bad for out here. So there's a feature where it tells you the mileage now, not just how much time. And being an XL driver, especially on a Saturday when like it's all XLs for me, that miles is important because in LA we have freeways everywhere. Like you're almost always near a freeway. So I could get a trip that says 10 minutes away and it could be 8 miles away. And so then I have to cancel it. You know, I accept the trip, I start Waze, I see 8 miles and I'm just like, whoa, 8 miles? Like, I'm not going to drive 8 miles for a pickup.
Yeah.
So that's the only feature that I really liked.
8 miles, 10 minutes. I like the boost feature. That's like probably like the least important, but it's just like nice. You press the boost area and it gives you more information. It just saves you from having to go in the app and press more buttons. So it's a button saving measure, but that's fine. So I like it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we covered that. Is there anything else you want to talk about the Uber announcement other than Kim being hot and it's kind of cool, I guess?
Well, I mean, it was it's interesting. People were saying that it wasn't live.
Yeah, it's pre-recorded.
That was weird. When I found that out, I was just like, wait, what? And then also when he went picking up passengers was ridiculous. Like, what was that? Like, yeah, it was just structured strange. I think they should hire, like, all the money they have, they should hire like some really good production team to do their announcement, you know, so that we'll all be impressed. But I don't think. Well, maybe that's what they did.
Well, I think this is a test run. Remember, Dar is a new CEO and he has a new goal and new plans for the company. And so I think this is just like his first step towards that direction of fixing Uber's major PR problems. Like, if you look at it from just a PR and production standpoint, it was a total success. They didn't say anything important, but they got people watching and talking about it. I mean, we're still talking about it now. I mean, thousands and thousands of people watched it, and they watched Uber basically control the narrative. We didn't get to see a question and answer session or anything like that. It was just the executives talking about how good Uber is.
And what was the part you were saying was just like Lyft? Like the way your money, how much you made pops up right away?
Yeah. And then it's the same thing, like it's a button. So you just push a button with Lyft as opposed to sliding. Woo! And then your earnings are displayed in the same spot now as Lyft.
Hey, bud.
Poor guy has a fever. He's in such a bad mood. Uber DC says the driver was wrong. Oh, so he's mad at the driver.
Oh, Uber DC's there? Here it is.
Oh, Starbucks in the house.
Yeah.
Vinny says, did you catch the comment Dara dropped? If his passengers weren't getting a salary, they would have been mad. I don't understand. No, I didn't catch that. I guess I missed that part. Do you know what he's talking about? Did you hear that at all?
No.
Oh, well, that's funny. I did catch the part where he was like, wow, this is a lot harder than I thought. Like, yeah, you have to drive. It's harder. It's not just an idiot can do it, but almost an idiot can do it. So what are your plans upcoming for your channel? You have any events or anything planned?
No events. I'm trying to find the time to sit down and do editing. I have so much footage to go through, and like I'm so behind, you know. It's crazy.
Are you trying to do like a Ryan is driving channel where you're just doing videos of customers and stuff like that?
Okay, well, for my past videos, like yeah, and yeah, I do want to do some stuff like that. I don't think that I could do it quite like his editing. Like when I first saw his videos, I was like, oh, there's somebody doing what I was thinking about doing. But the way he would like jump between trips, like I thought he did a pretty good job, and I was thinking like, man, I don't know if I could edit like that. Like, how does he decide like where to start one and end the other? Did you see his last video though?
No, I have it in queue. Like my problem with YouTube is as I watch more YouTube, there's more creators I want to watch. And so that's just more videos that I don't have time to get around to watching. So I have this long queue of videos that are just waiting for me to watch. But
he basically took a passenger that he picked up before on like an Uber date. They just went picking up passengers. It was great.
Uh-oh. Well, he might actually get in trouble for that. You're not allowed to do that. So anyway, let's change up with the chat here. Jose Ramos is in the house. Moises Corona is in the house. What's up? He says, I like your channel. I appreciate it, Moses. I appreciate it a lot. Rideshare Revolution says, drive around porn stars again. You'll get 10K subs overnight. Vinny says, don't edit your stuff, man. Just keep it raw. That's what I do. Although I do find that less people like your videos when you don't edit it. But drivers like it more because they know what it's kind of like the behind the scene is like, you know, but the regular masses get mad at me when I don't edit.
If I could shoot something where it's interesting the whole way through without edits, that's what I would do. Like that would be ideal, but you know, sometimes you just got to cut out the fat.
Yeah, if I had more time, I would do it too, but you know, I got like this guy got to take care of, the other guy got to take care of, a house to run, bills to pay, that kind of stuff. And you're right. It takes a long time to edit film. So if you spend 6 hours editing your film, think about how much money you put left on the table doing Uber. Like 6 hours is a long time to take away from your Ubering.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, you could spend an hour just choosing a song. And that's what I learned. Like, you just got to get it. Like, you know, not to reference Casey Neistat again, but you got to give people credit. He says to do things good enough. And that really helped me because I realized like, oh, okay, like it's going to take forever to edit this stuff, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough.
Well, it does have to be perfect, but I mean, that's the thing is it's a journey, right? So like go back and watch some of the first videos I had. Like some of them are so bad. The coloring of my skin looks yellow. Like I have jaundice or something. It's just like I'm yellow. I don't know why. And
oh, can we talk about your sponsored video?
Yeah, we can talk about that. Go ahead. But anyway, my point is that I was going to say was that by posting it online and watching it yourself, that's how you kind of learn what you're doing. I don't know if that makes sense or not. So even if it's a shitty video, still do it, still upload it and watch it. And then the next video you do, just try to improve on that. Because there's like, that's the difference between my video and quality is like that much from video to video. But if you look at the videos I'm making now versus the video as I did a year ago, it's huge because those small little jumps in content are so big. But go ahead and ask your question that you were going to ask.
Well, one thing I noticed is you were at the end, you were just like, let me know if you like these kind of videos or whatever. But honestly, like I thought it definitely did its job. You know, it was a good video. You talked a lot at the end. You know, I think that being your first sponsored video, I think if anybody didn't like it, I think you're going to do a lot better on any of them in the future. I think there's going to be like a huge curve of improvement if you keep doing those.
Yeah. So, first off, thank you for that. But I think a lot of people don't understand how the YouTube algorithm works. So thumbs down on your videos don't hurt the video and don't hurt your channel. They're both counted about the same as interactions. So yes, technically thumbs up are better than thumbs down, but it's not drastic enough to change anything. So a lot of people are afraid to hit thumbs down, or when they get a video that gets a lot of thumbs down, they're like, they want to delete it or something. but it's not a negative thing for your channel. It still counts as an interaction to the algorithm. But what it does let you do is have a conversation with your subscribers, right? So if I had gotten a bunch of thumbs down, I'd be like, okay, my subscribers don't want any sponsored videos. They don't like this. They think that I'm promoting something that, like I'm being dishonest or something like that. And I thought that was going to happen. I was actually surprised that that how many people gave it a thumbs up at the end of it. So it kind of made me excited to maybe do some more sponsored videos.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it could have been more interesting, honestly. I mean, if I could be like totally honest.
What do you mean?
Like, it was like you got your point across, right? It was clear that those suction cups things would be like totally useful, But like, what if it was like the video was a little more random? Like, ultimately you got to the same point, but it was like something like really entertaining, Like, could you get like a girl in a bikini in it or something? Like,
like instead of me, I got Kim from Uber to come show the sign.
yeah. Or just like tell a story somehow, like have some kind of interaction with a passenger, or like, it didn't even have to be real, right? But like, like a passenger gets in and is like, somehow the sign was helpful for them. They're like, oh, that's the magnet on the back. I wasn't sure which car was mine, but then I saw your magnet, and then they jump in. Or, I mean, I'm just like brainstorming, right? But like,
Right.
What if you were like telling a story besides just trying to sell this product, and selling the product just kind of happened to be an end result?
Yeah, I think that I'm not creative enough for that. So
I think you are, though.
That might be a personality flaw. Like for me, like I was just like, hey, this is what they want me to do. I'm doing it. I did it. What do you guys think about it? So maybe next time, if anyone wants to pay me money to do that again. But catching up with the chat, we got Jen in the house. Jen says I'm a good dad. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Vinny says long time to edit, little money in return from the channel. That's true, Vinny. But you got to remember that these things add up, right? So in 5 years, the video you edited 5 years ago is still going to be making money if people are watching it. So if it's a good video, it will make you money forever, even if it is a very little bit at the beginning. I think people forget about that too. Everyone's so worried about right now, but like some of my most popular videos, they don't get a lot of views. They just consistently get views over time. And so it adds up over a long period of time. So people are talking about iPhones, which is, don't ever use Apple products. It's a waste of time. You guys are crazy if you do.
I agree.
Rideshare consultants in the house. What's up? It says Data said if his passengers that were employees weren't getting paid an Uber salary to do it, they would be mad. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I hear you. Those suction cup stickers were tight. Yeah, I thought I liked them too. I'm glad you liked them, Rideshare Revolution. I like that they were bright and they really attracted your eye to the car. What's up, Johnny? Johnny wanted to join.
And the magnets are dope too, because like so many of us have tinted back windows.
Yeah, no, I like the magnets. It's funny. I put the magnets on the car before I went through the car wash as an experiment to see if they would fall off easily, right? So I put the magnets on the car, went through the car wash, they didn't fall off. But at the end of the day, when I took the magnets off, all the dirt and pollen and grime from the car before I washed it was still on those areas. So on my car, there's like 4 gross, nasty, like dirt squares on the side of the car.
Oh yeah, what car do you have?
I have a 2016 Volkswagen electric Golf.
Oh.
Yeah, all electric, man. It's sweet. Right now, my wife and I are saving up for that Chrysler Pacifica hybrid, the one that gets 88 miles per gallon on it.
The plug-in.
I want that plug-in so bad. I've never been so excited for a minivan ever. I'm like, woo!
Yeah, well, I love my minivan, and it gets like 17 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, that's pretty good for minivan. That's not playing around. The Odyssey is nice.
It's killing me though.
Why do you say that?
Well, as a driver in LA, my XL trips don't count towards Quest.
What?
And there's not a tremendous amount of XL trips. Like I can't just go out every day and do XL trips, or else I'd be balling. Like I'd be making so much money. because my take home on XL is like $1.11 or something per mile, which is great. So I've had weeks where I maybe do 2 XL trips all week, but then on Saturday, it's like all XL trips all day. So I kind of wish I had 2 cars. I wish I had a select car. I wish I had 3 cars. I wish I had a Chevy Volt for doing regular Uber, like an old one. I wish I had like a nicer car to do select, and I'd like to have this van for like Saturdays to do XL trips.
Dude, just get a Model X. There's like pretty soon they're gonna come used on the market for pretty good, and then you can.
That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah, you could do select, XL, and regular, and it'd all be electricity. So you'd make a profit on the regular trips too.
And I can go 300 miles.
Yeah, the secret is you just got to get it used, because I mean it'd be dumb to buy a $100,000 car for Uber.
Oh, here's a classic. The Pacifica just passed by your car.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm super pumped about it. So we're getting it. We have a SUV right now, a Jeep Cherokee. That frankly I like, but it's all-wheel drive. You know, it gets like 19 or 20 miles per gallon. It was great for when I lived in Seattle and when I lived in Alaska. But here in California, I don't need no Jeep Cherokee with 4-wheel drive. What am I doing? I'm all driving on the city. It's not like I'm going camping or out in the wilderness.
I'm so jealous of your electric car.
No, I love my electric car. So
you're getting a mileage deduction and you're not paying for gas. It's like, damn, it's not fair.
So essentially, as a side note, before I get back to talking about the other car, I get 125 miles per charge, and it takes about 30 minutes to fill the charge up, which at 10 cents a minute is $3. So essentially, my car gets 125 miles per gallon on gas that costs $3 a gallon. If that makes sense. It's awesome. And you're right. I do get a mileage deduction. So I get 53 cents per mile, but it only costs about 11 cents to operate. So so it's crazy how much I save just on that, but I'm digressing. So anyway, the Jeep Cherokee, I love the car, but we're getting rid of it because of this guy, and the wife wants to get a dog. We got to upgrade to a bigger vehicle. So we've been saving for that Pacifica for a long time. That was the end of the story. But let's catch up with the chat here. So we got Lee in the house. What's up, Lee? Justin in the house. What's going on, Justin? Lee says, maybe I need to do live Uber here in Eastern Maryland in the Ocean City. That would be cool, man. I've never seen anything in Maryland. That'd be cool to see. Says,
I wish I could see the chat.
Yeah, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Like I said, I'm technologically inept. Justin says, bro, I was crying laughing watching your video last night from Dallas about to hit the streets. Got to make some lunch money, lol. All right, Justin, go hit it. Go grind it out, buddy. This is from Vinny. 2015 CTS is mostly Lux, sprinkled in some X. I think that's his car he's talking about.
I would love a CTS, especially a CTS-B. I would do it. I would Uber with an LS1 motor. I don't care.
I don't give a fuck. Okay, so Justin says Uber Select here with 2 select rides a week. Uber girl Paula is making fun of me. She said, "Did you say minivan? Oh my god, I would never be in one of those." All right, Paula. First off, let me tell you, my minivan is gonna be cool as shit when I'm done with it. So you would definitely get in my minivan.
And there's a ton of room in the back, FYI.
Yeah. Also, it always sounds creepy when girls say, "I'm never getting in your minivan."
You should see the look on some girls' faces when I used to drive at night a lot, like when they approach the van and they're kind of looking nervous, like, should I get in this van or not? And but then other girls, they just jump right in the van and it's not even their Uber.
Just jumping in vans. Uber girl Paula says, I want a Lincoln Navigator to do XL. I think that might be overkill. I don't know if you make money on that. Honda Accord, I get 500 plus miles to the tank. Gas is $250 in Dallas. I wish gas is $250 here. Genjoy in the house. What's up, Genjoy? Always love you on the stream. He says the Pacifica is nice. She said it. Uber girl Paula says you couldn't pay her to drive minivan. She needs speed.
It's the best select car though, because I have 7 seatbelts. No other car will do that. Oh, there's cool. 8 seatbelts total. M. Silverhammer says, what vehicles do you recommend for XL that gets good gas mileage?
Okay, MS Silverhammer. I did a video literally on that like 2 weeks ago. I'll see if I can post it here in the chat. But the best XL vehicle is the 2013. What the heck is it called? What I think SUV. I'll look it up here. But yeah, it's a hybrid. It gets 20 mpg. It's pretty good. I'll link it here in a second when my brain fart is done. AZ driver in the house. What's up? Oh, he wants to know. He said what I missed. So I'm on a call with Dave, the Uber slave. He just started a YouTube channel. I think it's a pretty good channel. I enjoy watching it. So go check that out if you want to. Tell AZ driver where he can find your channel.
My channel, Dave the Uber slave on YouTube.
Do you have any social media?
Yeah, I have Dave the Uber slave on pretty much everything, like Snap. I think, okay, on Instagram, it's Dave the Uber slave with underscores between the words, like Dave underscore Uber underscore Uber underscore slave.
Yeah, he used to drive around porn stars before he joined for Uber. So if you think that was a good idea, let him know. Changing professions. So they're just saying hi to. Oh, Dean Tome's in the house in Charleston, South Carolina. I drive a GMC Acadia. I can do XL and Premier. Well, that's good. That's a good idea. Cadillac. That's the name of it. A 2013 Cadillac Escalade Hybrid. You can do Uber X, Uber XL, Select, Uber SUV, and Uber Black with that vehicle. Used since it's 2013, it's about $20,000 to $25,000. So it's the same price as a Honda Accord, and you can get it on all the platforms. And since it's a hybrid, it gets 20 mpg. And there are not a lot of vehicles, especially SUVs with third row seating, that you can get mpg at 20 plus per gallon. So
the thing was like 90 grand new.
Yeah, 90 grand new. They don't make the hybrid anymore. I have no idea why. So there's only 2 years it was released, the 2012 and 2013, and they stopped making them. But to do Uber SUV, the oldest the car can be is 2013. So this will be the last year that qualifies for SUV. Premier is 9 years. So if you get the Uber, so if you want to do Uber Select, it'll still work for a more couple of years. But if you're gonna, I would much rather buy that than a new Honda Accord. It'll be cheaper and the depreciation will go down.
You know who Olivia Munn is?
Yes, I know. I know who all hot Asians are. That's like my forte.
Oh, okay, I saw her in one of those Escalades. In 2012, she was in a hybrid Escalade, and she was at Starbucks. I didn't recognize her. She was dressed down. She was wearing just like a flannel and some jeans. But then I heard her talking, and I'm like, hey, I know that voice.
Yeah, so I would recognize her. I'm obsessed with that Olivia Munn girl.
I've actually driven some celebrities.
Really? We'll talk about that. That's interesting. I want to hear the celebrities, Mr. LA driver.
The ones that come to mind right away are, like, I've picked up so many musicians, and a lot of times I don't even know who they are, but I know they're somebody. But I've picked up Dolph Lundgren.
Who?
Dolph Lundgren.
Should I know who that is?
He's the Russian in Rocky IV.
Oh, if you would have said the Russian in Rocky IV, I would have known who you're talking about.
Yeah, I picked him up. He was in a Rolls Royce. His friend. I go way up into the hills of Beverly, right? I'm looking for the right place, and then I have to call. Like, you know, this is a couple years ago when I first started, and Uber, like, the pins were getting screwed up in the hills. They probably still do. And so his friend just drove him around. They're like, whoa, just stay right there. We'll be right there. Drives him over in a brand new Phantom Rolls Royce. He gets out the Phantom, gets in my car. And then I drove him home, I think. And I was telling him, nice car, you know? The guy's like probably like near 70 years old or something, right? And he's like, oh, my friend's Rolls? Oh, that car ain't shit. He's talking about how his G-Wagon's so much better. And he's like, oh, man, you should have seen the girls that I had at my place right now.
Oh, thanks for the camera adjustment. Just
Yeah.
just remember, when you do that, you got to talk too, because the audio is what makes the camera work. So if you just put the camera and you stop talking, it goes back to me. And
oh, so you didn't get the whole thing?
no, I did, because I can see it, but the viewers got my ugly face instead of that. So
Oh,
everyone
okay.
on the chat appreciates what you're trying to do for us, but just remember to talk during it.
Yeah, man. Damn.
Have you ever
Messed that one up.
dropped someone off that was famous, like at their house, like so you can see all the
Uh,
stuffs?
you know, it's hard to know if it's somebody's house or not. You know, a lot of people live in apartments here. Like, especially like there's some full service apartments around here, you know, where they like valet park everybody's car and stuff. Like, so a lot of like, if you're like a really famous person, you either have like your own driver, or possibly if you're taking an Uber, you live in one of those buildings, or, you know, a lot of people live in apartments here. But I've picked up other actors that I recognize, and I just don't know their name. Like this
Like
one
the
guy, his
guy
name's
from that movie.
Alexander something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can't even remember what movies I've seen him in. I'm just like, oh, I've seen that guy in so many movies, I can't remember one. But you know, they're everywhere, especially if when you drive right here. Like I'm right here in West Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard next to Beverly Hills. Like this is where you're gonna see him if you're gonna see him in public.
Yeah, the most famous person I ever drove is I drove some college basketball players, which, by the way, if you think that's not hilarious, you're not thinking about it right. Because I have a Volkswagen, right? A small Volkswagen, right? Like it's not big. It's not like
It's not for basketball players.
And so four basketball players, excuse me, four basketball players got in that car, and like their knees were almost to their chin. Like that was like, are you guys sure you don't want to get an XL? And they're like, no, man, we're good. I was like, okay, good luck. They're all over 6 feet in the car, man. I don't even know how the car went with that many people in it. And then
I'm sure the battery died.
Yeah, the only person I ever got who didn't want to be on the YouTube channel that was like straight against it was there was this famous opera singer from Italy. And so she's like, I'm on a secret vacation. My followers can't know I'm here. I'm like, okay. So I don't know who that was. I don't follow opera, but those are the only two famous people I ever got.
Well, you know, remember like a while back we had like an election for the president?
I heard something about that.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And like, you know that guy Bernie Sanders?
Well, I might have heard about him. I don't know. He's a person, right?
Okay, well, I was like driving through Santa Monica, and I could swear I hear Bernie Sanders' voice on a loudspeaker. And then I'm thinking like, and then I hear somebody scream, Bernie! And I'm thinking like, oh shit, Bernie Sanders in Santa Monica. Like I'm thinking I'm going to pull over my car. I'm going to figure out where this rally is going on and go check it out. And right as I'm thinking this, I get a request. And I'm like, oh, in instinct, I just immediately accept the request. And I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm just going to work, you know. I go to pick up my passenger, and it's our local news girl from Channel 11, Christine Devine. Like if you live out here, you know who Christine Devine is. And so I pick her up, and she had just interviewed Bernie Sanders, and she's on the way back to the station to write her news story for later. And she's with her producer. And so she's telling her producer like, oh, I'm really hungry. And she's like, oh, let's just stop and get you some food on the way. So I'm not going to tell Christine Devine no. Like that's one of the few times I actually stopped and waited for somebody to order food, get their food. She offered to get me food. I don't know why I didn't tell her like, yeah, give me a taco or something. I'm just like, oh no, it's okay. But I wish I could be telling you right now, like, oh yeah, Christine Devine went in, she got us all food, you know, hooked me up. But she totally offered, which I just like, I don't know. To me, that's one of my greatest Uber moments, because the whole time they were talking about the interview that they just had. And I'm actually a Bernie Sanders fan. You know, I mean,
oh, dude,
I don't know if our
a
country can.
Bernie Sanders fan. So I used to live in Seattle, right? Like he could just walk into Seattle and do whatever he wanted to there. Like he could be like, you must now make an altar to me. And we'd be like, yeah, build him an altar. You know what I mean? Like he won like 90% in Seattle or something like that, right? So I feel you there. He's like a
I love that
celebrity.
guy. Yeah. I don't know if we can afford him as a president, but I'd like to try.
Like,
You
here's the
know?
thing. Like, I just like people who don't give a fuck. And he doesn't give a fuck. He's so awesome.
And he was at the front lines of the civil rights movement back in the day, which that's really impressive to me.
Yeah,
So he's always been on the right side of history.
No, yeah, he's all Bernie Sanders is always right. That's the problem with it. And people forget like you can't just do whatever you want to as president. Like Trump's finding that out right now. Like he's like, I want to do this, and they're like, you can't do that. And he's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And they're like, see, we told you couldn't do it. So it's not like he could just come in and then like change the country that drastically. I mean, the country changes like a little bit this way, a little bit that way, but there's no drastic swings really. Anyway, we're coming up on an hour here. So is there any last comments you'd like to make?
No.
No? Okay, that's awesome.
I'm trying to think. Oh, can we talk about your intro and your videos? I love how you have Fat Man Scoop in your intro.
Yeah.
Hyping you.
Higher. So,
dude, no, he's the best hype man in the world.
Yeah. So I only do that on my pre-made videos, and I haven't had a lot of time to make pre-made videos.
Where do you get that intro?
I think I'm gonna do a YouTube video on it. There's like 3 or 4 free programs you can download, and then you go through like a database and find the intro you like, and then you can create it yourself. So like when you get a program, there's like literally thousands of introductions, thousands of music, and you find one you like, you put your information in it, and then you render it on your own computer like video software basically. Only you're doing it online. The cool thing is it's all free though. So but anyway, the kid's getting a little aggravated. It's been a while, so I think we're gonna go cut out. For those of you who are still watching, go check out Dave the Uber Slave. As always, when this video uploads to my YouTube channel, I'll have a link to his channel in my description. And Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're having another the RIDESHARE Rejects podcast. So that's Friday at 6 p.m. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. And deuces.